Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Samir Mittal. I'm a neurologist and today I'll be speaking about Immunization Week from a perspective of COVID 19. The WHO has been having the World Immunization Week from the 24th of this month, 24th to 30th of April 2020. And the main objectives of World Immunization Week are to promote the use of vaccine to protect people of all ages against diseases. Now, immunization is one of the most successful and cost effective ways of promoting health, but still, a large number of people, a large number of children are not getting these vaccines, and this is what we are trying to promote through the World Immunization Week, that vaccines are for all. So that those are the objectives of the campaign for the WHO and the partners, that they will try to show and try to implement immunization as far as possible. Coming to COVID-19, now this is a infection which has been spreading globally, and the governments are responding everywhere in their own specific ways, what is suiting the population there. But still, the mortality and morbidity of the infection has been high, and despite the fact that this infection has been running for at least 5 to 6 months, we still do not have any effective treatment. The options for coronavirus treatment are proposed to be convalescent plasma, antiviral therapies like remdesivir or probably lopinavir. Interferon beta 1 alpha has some proposed roles. Vitamin C to prevent COVID-19. Chloroquine, hydroxychloroquine, and azithromycin. Now, all these are treatments, but despite the fact that these treatments might be effective, there is no conclusive proof in favor of any of them. Or could it simply be the bridge to a vaccine which is needed to help protect the people? A lot of scientists have been talking about tubercular vaccine, the BCG vaccine, and they suspect that it might be useful, it might be effective for COVID-19. Now, the reason why they say so is because the dynamics of the disease seems to be in favor of the people who have been vaccinated with the BCG vaccine. They are saying that the countries where the tubercular vaccine, the BCG vaccine, has been given to the public, the COVID-19 has not been that devastating, and that is why they have proposed that BCG vaccine should be given. Now, there are WHO guidelines, there are papers which are in favor of the vaccine, the BCG vaccine, and against the BCG vaccines. As of now, there is no conclusive proof. And this movie was around a few years back, the Contagion movie, and even they ended with the theory that the BCG vaccine is helpful. So, assuming that the BCG vaccine is not helpful, the WHO has called for the development of vaccine for COVID-19, and the people and the population across the globe have responded. The companies that develop the vaccine around the world have come up. They are trying to develop vaccines, whether it be China, US, India, European countries. Everyone is trying to develop a vaccine, but yet as of now there is no significant vaccine which has come up. There are few vaccines which have gone in trial, but as of now no particular vaccine has been approved for clinical use. A few methods which the people are targeting are using inactivated viruses, live attenuated viruses, vaccine which acts against particular unit, or through a DNA vaccine virus. As of 20th of April 2020, there were almost 5 vaccines which have been in trial for clinical vaccine, and almost 71 candidate vaccines, were in preclinical evaluation. Now, the questions that arise regarding the vaccine trials are: do people develop immunity? Now, you see, many scientists see a vaccine as the only solution to the pandemic. There's a risk there's a push to make the corona vaccine, and this is moving at a breakneck speed. The human trials have begun. So, do people develop immunity? We still don't know. We do not have any vaccine which is in clinical use. So, we expect that yes, once the clinical vaccine is useful, it would be helpful in developing immunity, but as of today, we do not know. The second question which arises is how long would the said immunity last? Now, this is because the previous vaccines which were used for SARS, MERS, they had been found to have a very, very short duration of immunity. So, that is another question which needs to be answered during these human trials. Third is what kind of immune response should vaccine developers look for? Now, most commonly, the vaccines they produce antibodies which are protective against the infection, and that is what is expected out of the vaccine for COVID-19 also. How do we know if the vaccine is likely to work? Now, further research is needed from human trials as well as the parallel ongoing animal trials. Commonly, the animal trials precede the human trials, but because this is a pandemic, this is an important, urgent disease which has come up and needs an immediate evaluation and treatment. These vaccines are being taken up for human trials simultaneous to the animal trials. So, will it be safe, and what are the risks to participants in these trials? The main risk is disease enhancement. Now, disease enhancement is a condition in which the participant who is given the vaccine develops an infection which is much more severe compared to the normal infection. So, the risk is fairly high for this to develop. So, why the human challenge studies? Now, the human challenge studies are required because, as I said, this is a very rapidly spreading infection, and we need some treatment fast. We do not have any treatment options, so the vaccine is one way we could curb the infection. And so yes, the human trials have been started early to accelerate the time to approval and use of these vaccines. Now, are there any precedents of these kind of trials? Yes, a lot of precedents have been there for influenza vaccines, for typhoid vaccines, cholera, malaria. So the only thing is that the study needs to be very ethical. And where do these participants come from? Well, a large number of these participants are volunteers that have come up for the trials. Human beings do many important things out of altruism. Despite all this, the rumor factory continues to spin. I mean, the first participant, the first volunteer of the UK corona vaccine trial was rumored to have died out of the vaccine injection, but later it was disclaimed. The lady came up on social media and put up many posts claiming that she was alive and she was well. So the fake posts are continuing. The spin factory is spinning. So we need to be very careful. We need to update our intelligence on a daily basis. We need to be aware of the hypes and news cycles which are coming up. We should not assume that information creates informedness, and experts and forecasts should be assessed and carefully thought about, and constantly reframe your understanding of what's happening. Make sure your response is balanced across dimensions and use resilience principles in developing policies. Prepare now for the upcoming crisis. Do not rely on the intellectual preparation. Reflect on what you have learned and prepare for the changed world. Try to be very sympathetic to your fellow humans in these troubled times. The COVID warriors are humans too. Try to be kind to them as well. And again, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all the COVID warriors. Thank you.